Nobody flipping packs now.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to WLVS open internet radio. Tuning into the open bar, people.
Salute.
Let me get a little salute. All right, gentlemen. Thank y'all for coming in. First off, let's start
We're not
off.
at work right now, buddy.
Yeah, thank y'all. I know, right. Normally I don't do this. I need practice doing this because our regular bartender, he's coming in from another gig, so we just had to start it off. But let's start off with the weekends. Dave, how was your weekend, man?
It was pretty good, I got a little cleaner face. I don't know what happened.
Nice.
Man, I was checking that, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Pause, no homo, just, you know what I'm saying? I just noticed the clear lines, man. You know what I'm saying? Nice and cleaned up.
Nice. What about you, Pastor? What you get into this weekend?
Man, I was freeing the people.
Oh, yeah?
I was laying hands, man, and praying for people and all.
Praying for people.
Yes, sir.
You missed the part, laying hands.
I was trying to miss that.
Yeah.
I was trying to miss that. He said laying hands.
Feel me?
Yeah, I got you. I had a pretty eventful weekend. I hung out with a couple of old friends.
Called Mule and Cow.
Nah.
And Heifer.
Oh, Heifer got left alone. But I hung out with some lady friends. One of my friends came up from down south. She went to UA, and I was just going in on her. And because University of Alabama got into the playoffs this week. I mean, we'll cover that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, we'll cover that in sports, but basically they was 5. And
That's her alma mater?
no, that's her album. That's her album. So, yeah.
Hot Ron, what's up, boy?
Our bartender, he finally came in from his other gig.
I told you I was going to be late. Wait for everybody else, but for me, y'all motherfuckers.
Oh,
He's
He mad too.
He's a little heated right now.
Boy, acting like a little Russell Simmons out here.
trying to appear to be peaceful, right?
I guess
I'm appearing to be. You see my face?
Yeah. It was all country's fault, man. We told country told us, man. He's like, man.
That's what this show last week.
I made an executive decision.
Exactly.
He said, "Thank y'all for coming in on time." At that,
I did say that. Wow. But I've been doing such a good job.
No, but finish the story though. You said you were with your girl. She came in town.
Yeah. She was a University of Alabama.
Right.
Alumni. So basically, I was going in on her. Because I was rooting for Auburn and during the during the
that game,
Thanksgiving,
tournament,
so
right.
during the Iron Bowl. So essentially, if Wisconsin had won their game, they would have basically been a shoe-in.
number 4.
Number 4.
They would have probably went to number 3.
They would have maintained their position. Probably not number 3, but they would have maintained because the reality is people don't really respect the Big Ten. It's unfortunate, but people just don't respect the Big Ten.
Right.
Ohio State didn't get in. And
they do respect Ohio State and Michigan State.
No, I want to hear what happened with your girl though. Tell me what happened with your girl.
Oh yeah. She of course. By the end of the night,
she's
was
upset.
After
by the end of the night, she was butt naked. Huh?
No. After Auburn lost the SEC championship, it was pretty much I had to hear her mouth the whole night, and then I had to hear her boyfriend's mouth the whole night. So
they gave you the business.
It was people.
So y'all was getting it.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that.
A country train.
These my peoples.
Okay, I feel no.
When was the last time y'all been in a train situation? Was it high school, college?
High school.
High school.
No, I would say
train situation.
I would say middle.
I don't know
middle
where
school.
I was at in high school. Maybe my father had me in church too much.
I
didn't get no trains when I was a little. When I was in junior high school.
I mean, most people's first sexual experience has probably been a train situation.
Yeah.
I would say, come on. It's been like peer pressure. Like, hold on, she's in here. Come on, everybody.
My first sexual experience, I think, was like we were at somebody's house and all the kids were in the basement playing. And me and the granddaughter was back in the bedroom.
Why do you say kids? Now anyway, you can't be.
Now that makes it sound.
No,
bad.
we were all kids. It was all kids there. I wasn't an
want the
adult with
visual
kids. But we got in the bed. We was playing house, but it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
House. How far did the house go?
Oh, we was going. We, was
The
doing
house
something.
goes
We didn't
pretty
go
far.
in, but we was.
When you was knocking on the door.
But we was straightening up the house though.
Touchy feely.
Yeah.
That's all back then. That hang go get it was the
Well,
thing.
exactly. The other kids was in the housing room. We was in the bedroom, but I'm just saying it wasn't
Just
a
you and
train
her,
type
or-
thing. Yeah, just me and her, right?
Oh.
Man,
Like I wish I had 3 friends who was like, "Come on, D."
But I don't know. I find myself in those situations. My buddy Dave. No, I'm just saying.
my first train experience, I'm not gonna lie, was like 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade. But you know,
y'all hit that sheet?
No, I got to a point on some real shit. I got to a point, I want to say, you know, I think I was like 17, and a buddy of mine wouldn't speak to me for a year. And, you know, so, you know, we went out, I met a Joan at a spot and stuff. I was going to bring at a high school dance. I was going to bring her back, you know, so I brought her back to basically my place. My peoples were completely out of town, so I was lucky. And my man's was like, kept knocking on the door when I was trying to get busy. Come on, man, you know how we do. Like, man, what do you mean we? It was 50,
Hold on, he knew you was in there with the girl?
Yeah, man.
He's like knocking on the door.
Yeah, hurry
man.
up.
He's a
Man, you
hater.
always got to be the first to go, man. You all
Hold on,
selfish.
he was at the house with you.
That's how you are with the hookah too.
Yeah.
So
Hold on. Oh, he was at the house with you
Yeah,
already?
basically we were supposed to. We met some girls, and we supposed to go back to basically my
So
place.
you were like, okay, y'all in
so-
the house.
Yeah, we in the house.
But
His
y'all in the
girl,
room.
his girl and a couple of friends. We was all like one big group.
Right,
They
okay.
all left. So basically, it was just me
Him and
my
her.
situation.
And him.
Basically, no, not him.
I'm saying, but he was in the house.
Yeah,
though, right?
he was in the house.
So
So,
how did
he
you
knocking
connect
on the
to the
door
strange
thinking
situation?
he knocking on the door thinking he about to run up in there, and I'm like, nah,
You
dog.
told him no.
Nah, hell, fuck yeah, dog. Like I'm
wow.
sorry. I
I
got to a
remember
point.
somebody else knocking on my door before too.
Yeah, like
Hey,
Oh, first of all,
and he was like, man, and he went to school next day.
No.
And he went to school the next day.
Man, that nigga Chetty, he's
that was real
selfish. He's
stingy of you.
selfish.
That was real stingy. of you.
it is kind of
So
stingy.
we-
though, Chitty.
No,
You
it's
talking-
not. No, it's not. First
no,
of all,
like
we-
Jitty.
Who wouldn't want a friend to be like, man, come on in, man?
Yeah.
Back
First
in
of all-
the day when you were in high school, normally people was down for that.
First of
It'd be
all,
like-
it was
Hey, I'm
most
gonna need you to
train.
find-
Hold up.
I'm gonna
Most
need you to
train.
find-
Hold on.
I'm gonna need
Most
you to find
train
the TGT
situations.
song, man. It
most
ain't no
train-
fun if the homies
Hold on.
can't.
Most train situations I've been in,
no-
this is my understanding. It's always a setup or something. It doesn't just happen. Mainly you meet a joint. Yeah, you down. Yeah, I'll let both of y'all fucking then you go. That's it. There's not a. If you go out to a club.
That's finding the right girl right
Yeah,
here.
if you gotta
loose
find.
girl, right?
Not every girl is a trained girl. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
But country, we were talking about train situations. We trying to teach you the grain. To
I
stay
ain't-
on
nah,
the-
Yeah, can stay with the flow.
Stay with the flow.
I got. My point is, I got to a point. That was my point where I got to where I
You didn't want
share.
no one change.
I didn't want to
Oh,
share.
So how old were you?
See, you was
then?
a stingy.
Shit, I was like,
He's-
17. I was
So
like,
you stopped
yeah.
doing trains at 17.
17.
And
I was like, nah. I
Dave-
didn't even do it that much. Anyway,
How about
but
you,
still.
Dave?
When did I stop?
Stop. You still doing it?
Damn shame when you're
They
a
said it was
grown
a
man.
lifestyle.
When you're a grown man running the train.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
Uh-oh.
I'm not
Come
going to
on,
give no
dog.
deep confessions, but
Right. Uh-oh.
it only happened like once or twice, man. You know what I'm saying? But me and some friends, we just
Some friends. But this is in your youth years, not as in your
yeah,
past
man.
story.
I wasn't,
No,
Yeah, he was over the age of 21.
I wasn't freeing the people.
But you know what?
But he still was laying hands.
But in the light of course, last week we talked about. I hope you guys did your homework and watched the show. She's Gotta Have It. Did y'all
No,
watch it?
we didn't.
Y'all still didn't watch it.
I told you I saw 3 episodes. I said 3 or 4 episodes.
But people, Lola's is taking over now. These
Nola.
women,
Nola.
people they want. They not trying to get married. Women not trying to get. They trying to get that fun too. They
Well, I don't think
this
that
is
though.
true.
You buying too much in.
There's a lot of women. They're looking for something from men, some type of substance from men, right? They're not saying what it is, and I don't even think they really know what it is, but they just want something different.
We're gonna talk about that today too. By the
oh
way.
wow, good segue. So you got that.
Yeah, no, we definitely gonna talk about that. I mean, you know what I'm
We're
saying?
gonna talk about-
like you remember what he said? He just said they're looking for something, but they don't quite know what it is. That's
Wow.
a true statement, but I want to talk about it. We're gonna unpack that a little bit.
True Beard, he can be real sometimes. Boy.
He can be on
knowing
point. He
what
on
to
the
say.
truth.
You call him True Beard?
True Beard, Red Beard. The truth. He's serious about it. I see you cut your beard off today. What's going on?
Is goatee December. You know,
Yeah,
since
exactly.
no Shave November went out. You know,
I cut mine down a little bit, but
No,
I ain't cut it off.
it's the same
buddy,
as it was.
it looks like the same thing as it started in November.
cut it down a little bit.
Little less marker,
A little less. I cut it down a little bit.
a little
Yo,
less Beijing.
what did I miss, y'all? Y'all did y'all boring weekends and
Well, you tell us about your exciting
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, you're
I'm not
excited.
gonna talk about my weekend. I don't do my weekends. Actually, my
you
weekend
ran
was
a train
exciting.
because you
My
came
weekend-
in here to talk about
My
train.
no, I didn't.
He was
just trying
on.
to
First
talk
of all,
about
he
that.
first of all
No,
he's come.
my-
Our bartender was coming from another gig. That's what he does best. He's coming from another gig. You know, he's a grinder. So
We tried to grind, but this weekend,
pause.
This weekend, actually, I can't remember. That's how good it was. It was a good weekend.
Boy, don't ever talk about my weekends
Right.
once again.
That's why I try not to. So, let's go into a quick song. We'll come right back with some hot topics. Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. Give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. And I'll drink it today, too.
DC's #1 recording studio. Listen Vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute. This is actually my favorite part of the show. I know I say every section is the favorite part of the show.
You know what the favorite part of the show should be?
What?
You being on time.
Oh my God. I was late one time. It really was my fault, but I can't tell y'all on air what happened. But I'll tell y'all later.
You gonna tell us on Facebook Live?
No. Oh, I need to go on Facebook Live. Anyway, if you tune into this show, check out our shirt Dave got on, the open bar shirt, titties and all. He doing that thing.
I slimmed down, lost a little weight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm starting to dress.
About,
I'm starting to dress better.
13 ounces.
All right.
Man.
Anyway.
Basically, he didn't eat a
You
steak.
can order these shirts on at open bar.
Dave is a little confusing to me though,
Right.
because he's like a vegetarian, or maybe not a vegetarian, but it's like you don't make it seem like it's stressful, like it didn't hurt.
Right.
It makes me want. It encourages me to be a vegetarian.
He's a pescatarian.
No,
He's
he's
pescatarian.
pescatarian. He
Yeah.
only eats fish.
He eat
Okay,
fish.
pescatarian, right?
He eat fish. You eat shrimp and all that good. Oh, you
No,
can't
he don't eat
seafood
shrimp.
'cause
I
you're
don't really,
allergic.
no, I don't
You're
really
allergic.
eat shrimp.
Anyway, back to you.
Not allergic. I ain't allergic to nothing but being broke.
But Dave and his right. Dave and his self, who said he losing weight. You know, if you say it, I believe it.
That was a joke, people.
Oh,
If
okay,
anybody's
good. I
seen
didn't
it,
know. I was
that
like-
was a
I don't
joke.
play with people that say they lose weight. Y'all take it personally.
And
You're Arnold. You're
who
my
would
brother.
who would post? Seriously, who would be so proud of themselves that they lost a pound?
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
If you-
basically.
if you
I
take
took
a
a
shit,
shit today.
You can lose at least 3 pounds.
Because he said 13 ounces. You know, that's basically one.
was
16
ounces
ounces
is
in
a pound.
That's basically one good,
A good shit.
good shit. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can order that shirt while they talk about shit. You can order that shirt on
Good
Open
segue.
Bar Tuesdays at gmail.com. The shirts are $10, right?
Yeah,
$10. So definitely a good shirt. My favorite part of the show, like I said, we introduced our drink of the day. Our drink of the day is, what is it called again?
It's called the Gentleman Caller.
The Gentleman Caller. The
Yes.
Gentleman Caller made with our choice of Maker's Mark,
Good bourbon.
along with some good bourbon, like he said, along with a little taste of
Ginger.
Ginger beer.
ginger beer,
I love
and,
anything
and a
with
little
ginger in it.
sweet syrup to help. This drink also is good. Anything with ginger in it is good for you. You know, right now we're in
It's
cold
good for you.
season.
It's good for your digestive system
Right.
too.
And we're in cold season right now, so this is a cool little drink that'll clear up your sinuses.
As a matter of fact, you niggas sound very nasally right now.
I do sound like that.
Everybody.
Ginger
Everybody.
beer- ginger-
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's right now allergy season right now. I know personally, I'm just
Allergy?
Yeah, I'm just over. I went through a 5-day antibiotic session, and I feel much better. Like I wouldn't have been here,
Hold up.
huh?
Why do we have antibiotics again?
Because I had a.
Because that means you got an infection somewhere.
Well, I thought I had strep throat. They said.
Just messing with
Close
you,
by.
man.
You know what?
And
I-
so
a
the
couple of
antibiotics
people-
work. Like I'm not
called-
coughing.
it's
I'm doing really
called,
good right now.
A couple of people on the
Chlamydia or
job.
something.
A couple of people on the job. A couple of people on the job got strep throat, and like I didn't realize it was that contagious. They got it from their kids, you know. And I was like,
You stop
get it
kissing
from
on your
kids?
damn kids.
But they
Hey,
so cute.
That's no problem. My problem is this: when you get sick or whatever, you should stay away from people. Like even if you come to the room,
Stop
don't
going
shake
to work.
everybody's
You're
hand.
right.
Don't hug anybody. Be like, I'm sick. You know, stay away.
Give him a pound, roll up,
Because I
step
don't
back.
understand why people still want to be interactive and you're
That
sick. 'cause
pisses
you're
me
passing
off.
it
If you're sick, why are you coming to work? I'm gonna like,
Yeah, I
their
hate
job
that,
ain't that
man.
Because they ain't
important.
got no days to spare.
I don't care. But when I'm sick, I stay home.
Yeah,
When
I'm
you
like,
healthy, you stay home.
That's true.
Like one of my lady friends, she had a pretty bad cold that she brought in
You
for the
still fucked her.
holidays.
That's sad.
No.
Sorry.
But
You still let her go down on you.
It wasn't that. We didn't do none of that.
You
But
know
yeah,
You know
she
you
up-
can catch pneumonia in your penis too, so you gotta be careful.
You cannot catch them. Oh my goodness. It's people
You
like
would know, huh?
it's people, yeah, he would know. It's people like that would believe that.
Hey.
But no, she had basically she had a really bad chest cold.
Who's this?
You know, a friend of mine. She had a really bad chest cold. And like, I drug out. I felt bad because
This
I
is
drug
really
out the
good.
house. Because I also saw
Why'd you make her come out of the house, man?
huh?
And she's sick with a bad chest cold.
She said she wanted to come, and plus she was flying out of town, and we went to go see a movie. So we went to go see the Justice League movie.
Did y'all, that happened this weekend?
Yeah.
And you
Actually,
didn't tell us
Sunday.
about
Sunday.
that. We asked you about your
Sunday.
weekend.
I
That
did.
sound a little more exciting than the
No,
other
you
thing.
wasn't here.
So they didn't know about the movie. They just told me they went to see the movie.
I mean, you wasn't here.
Okay, let's go into some hot topics.
Let's
Yo,
do it.
He tried to
Hey.
accommodate for the fact that he wasn't here.
I was here. I heard y'all. Nice and clearly outside. But anyway, so I know you don't do this, but Pastor said you starting to watch Atlanta Housewives. This is funny. The reason why I'm saying it, I'm gonna bring it up because it's kind of something that.
Did I say I'm starting to watch it?
I thought you said you watched a couple episodes recently.
Okay.
Oh, was it you? One of y'all? Or
No.
was it you?
I've never.
But
seen
anyway, this last episode on the Housewives, your girl Kim Zolciak is back, and her and Kenya got into it.
Oh,
It was
God.
kind of cool though. The reason why I think you guys would like this. So they were fighting. Kim
Kenya.
said that she don't think that Kenya is married. She said, "Why you got this hard on for me?" Anyway, she went in. But one thing I give about Kenya, I don't like her, but she comes hard with them saying. So recently, Kim Zolciak posted a tweet that said, and she sent it to John Legend's wife. What's her name? Chrissy
Chrissy
Teigen.
She's a mess,
Teigen.
too.
She's funny, but
Just point of order.
in the tweet, she said,
Rough.
"Who do my daughter, her 20-year-old daughter, have to blow to get some John Legend tickets? Because my son really loves John Legend."
Can you send that to
Kim sent that to John Legend's wife.
Kim? Okay.
Okay, so why would she do that? And
Hold
then
on.
come
She
the show?
said, who does my daughter have to blow to get some John Legend tickets?
So yeah, so on this last episode,
That's
Kenya
great.
Moore says to her when they got into that fight, she said, "Don't worry about me and my husband. Why don't you worry about pimping out your daughter for some John Legend tickets?" I was like, "Oh,
Well, why don't you just go buy the John Legend tickets?
right, you can afford it." I guess they were sold out.
But that was kind of
But
her being.
She
really
was
cool.
joking. She was
Exactly,
joking.
right?
Her and John Legend's wife
Are
Chrissy
cool.
Teigen.
are pretty cool. They friends. So
Yeah,
she was just tweeting
saying
and
something
playing.
wild like that.
Unfortunately, I don't think.
Oh, she tweeted it. It
She
wasn't like a
tweeted
private
it.
text.
It's
oh.
you can still find it right now if you,
Oh
if
wow.
you look it
Okay.
up.
But I think personally that's cool. But like you said, you got the rest of your context has to be really solid to make jokes like that. Because other than that, people really think you kind of just like trash.
Well,
Pimping your daughter out.
Yeah.
And
Trash.
basically,
I think
that's what
people-
her daughter looks like.
I
you
mean,
know,
people.
unfortunately.
You don't think people maybe?
She does.
You don't think people may be reaching?
They were reaching, but why give people? You know, you know
Ammunition.
that
but,
thing.
but Twitter, they're going to
Yeah,
reach.
don't give
It don't
them-
matter. Twitter's
Yeah,
going
I
to
mean,
reach.
and that's what I'm saying. You don't think people just? I mean, but
Twitter's gonna do that,
I mean, that's more of an expression, and we can all see that. But you're right. They reach on Twitter. but still.
Everybody takes everything too serious and
Yeah.
they want to be politically correct when
'Cause I'm
they're
looking at
not
that like-
politicians.
She has that relationship with Christy Teigen.
Teigen.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's cool to say,
yeah.
really like racy things to your friends. Kicking it. Having
I
fun.
understand that, but when you in that limelight, I just think that you, especially
People
if you
take
know,
your-
if you know
everything
you're
out of
going to a show
context.
like that where they're going to really roast you, you need to be very mindful. Don't give people ammunition to make you
This
look
is
bad.
true.
I mean,
So-
but
That's
isn't
like
that
that's
part-
like one of the seven the
when
48
you-
laws of power. But go
But
ahead.
when you enter into when you go into that career, when you go into reality TV, you're pretty much opening yourself up anyway. You're going to be criticized. Every little thing is going to be nitpicking. Every little thing is going to be dissected.
Of course.
I mean, it's like, what the hell you expected? Damn
Of
it,
course.
do it, damn if I don't. I mean, you can't help it because everything is already out there.
But something that blatant stupid, you should know better. Like I would never. Everybody already know that people trying to say her daughter already dressed really seductive and she's doing
I
a
have
lot.
to check
you know.
out Kim Zolciak.
yeah, what her daughter look like?
Can you find a picture of Kim Zolciak daughter?
Kim Zolciak's daughter.
Zolciak's oldest
Zolciak,
daughter.
yeah.
But her daughter is pretty much because Kim has a lot of work done to her face. Her
Hold on,
daughter
hold
has
on.
a lot of work done to her as well.
Kenya, it says right here.
He's gonna put it up here.
Okay, Kenya Moore regrets hurling that transphobic reassignment surgery insult at Kim Zolciak.
Yeah, that's another thing she said. She tried to say that
She was a man.
Kim Zolciak she got her penis cut off. She said, "Why you have a hard on for me when your penis
Oh
is cut
my
off?"
God.
It was really hoe. But when she told her hit that thing about her daughter, that was
Kenya goes hard. I
She
ain't
goes
gonna lie.
hard.
Okay.
See, look at her daughter's gorgeous.
But
And
I
Kim
think it's-
is a mess.
Yeah, she is because too many surgeries. But her daughter, I feel like that's too young to get your face worked on. Like you already pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like
First of all, my thing is this.
you're a pretty girl.
A lot of
If
it's
you're-
face
if
and a
you're
lot of it's
under-
like caking on that makeup, man.
If you're under the age of 25, one.
Yes.
One at the age of 25,
she nice though.
you shouldn't even be wearing makeup.
There's no way. There's no way. You don't even need it. You don't even need it. Like,
Because yourself is pretty much together,
you're-
right?
Everything's tight. You're
Everything,
good.
your skin
I
all
say that
tight
too,
and
and
everything.
I can't because I have
You
a
know-
daughter that lives with makeup, and I get so upset with her. But there's nothing I can do about it now. Like
and
you
I
know,
think-
but,
like,
I'm gonna
so-
say I'm gonna say this. I said that once to a lady friend just in the heat of a conversation, and she got offended in a sense where, and some women get offended because they feel when we tell them, baby, you don't need to be wearing makeup, if you below the age of 25, then we're accused of objectifying women, and that's being not.
But you're gonna be, you are an object.
Yeah.
Just like we're an object. We just think differently.
But
y'all want different things.
I-
Y'all want money. We want looks.
I'm not gonna lie, a daughter.
sometimes makeup make them look good. I ain't gonna lie.
But when they take it off,
But exactly.
Then
But
what?
but my thing is a little light enhancement is great. When you're young, you don't need it. To be altering your face when you're young, you know what she's gonna look like when she's like 30?
She had a lot
Because
of
your
work
body's
done,
still
yeah.
changing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it
That-
look like
her-
she got lips. It look like she got breasts.
That's another thing. But
Oh.
Kendall Jenner does it too. But Kendall's like it's so perfect.
Hers look great. Yeah,
oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God, she looks amazing.
But
You mean Kylie?
Kylie.
Kendall is the
Kendall is all natural.
Kendall's kind of
Kendall's
nice
natural.
too. But
I'm
She,
a-
she looks just like
Kylie
her.
is the
She
one.
looks like her dad, mom.
I'm
let me
Wonder
tell you who
look.
Kylie
Exactly.
wished she was Nicole Murphy though. Woo.
hey, Pastor
Okay, you know
still
what?
on
I'm
Nicole
really mad
Murphy.
at you, Pastor.
He's
because
still on
when
Nicole
I brought
Murphy.
Nicole Murphy, everybody was like,
Hey,
"Ooh."
No.
You're right.
You was going for R. Kelly's wife. Don't
both
tell
of
that
them.
lie.
No, he
No,
did.
no,
He did.
listen, I
I'm gonna
said-
give that to him.
I
I'm
said
I
gonna
mean,
give
we
that to
all
him.
were, because I was like, yo, she's bad.
wasn't. I was sleeping on Nicole Murphy, right? Because I feel like she's like a fruit. She got ripe. Like when she was with Eddie Murphy, she wasn't killing like that. When she was with Michael Strahan, she wasn't killing like
We
that.
know Eddie kept her behind the scenes. Like if she
But-
came out as
But even
they
with
got-
Michael Strahan,
She had 5 kids.
something happened after Michael
she raising
Strahan.
babies. You're right.
And she had 5
When
kids.
she got into her 50s, where is she at right now? It's
Well,
just
did
like,
you watch the show? The what's it called? The XY show that she was on.
No.
That's when I started to notice that she was coming.
Nicole
to
Murphy is the reigning queen right now.
The thing is, she's always been beautiful, and the thing is, it's only when basically the divorce with Eddie, and of course her
But no,
relationship,
but-
her high
but-
high profile relationship.
She was always pretty, but the problem was there was a Halle Berry. See, Halle is
Halle
been
Berry.
reigning for so long.
Right.
I'm just pushing Halle to the side a little bit, but Halle always shut the whole thing down. It doesn't
You know
matter.
what? I'm gonna be real with you.
Don't sin.
I wasn't always
commit
into
a sin.
Halle like a lot of cats.
I've always.
I'm just being
'cause
real. I wasn't
Halle
always into
Berry,
Halle like
Halle
that.
Berry has that natural beauty that you look for.
Yo.
like,
She
she
wears a
don't
lot
wear.
of
No,
makeup,
she
though.
doesn't.
No.
no, she
No.
doesn't.
Man,
she
Halle
doesn't.
Berry and Swordfish.
That's
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Halle
that's
Berry
Swordfish.
in 007
That's
when she
Swordfish.
walked up out of
I
the
like
water.
those-
I like those
Come on,
movies.
man.
I
Halle,
like those movies.
those movies.
Halle Berry and Boomerang.
Monsters
And
Ball.
Boomerang.
Come on.
Boomerang's when I really saw that she had this natural beauty. Because
Oh
if you
my
look
God.
at
Yeah.
Robin Givens, you probably don't remember that movie.
I do
But
remember Boomerang.
If
Come
you,
on. I mean, where you think I get my toe fetish from, bruh?
okay, but if you remember Boomerang, Robin Givens was the weave, the makeup.
Yeah.
That's what
Halle
you like.
Berry
All
was
natural.
a natural beauty.
And they had to play Halle down.
But they couldn't. You can't play.
It's too
You
hard.
can't put baby in the corner. You can't push baby.
They was trying to play her down. But I'm gonna tell you this: Halle Berry is the Michael Jordan of all of these broads, man. And I'm telling you, she's the reason why Jada Pinkett Smith was not the queen no more. She's the reason why a lot of girls got shut down.
You know what?
Jada,
Jada used to be like that.
Jada did a lot of work to her
I
face
disagree.
recently.
And
Janet Jackson was like that, but they all got shut down by Halle.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree on. People forget some of these women. Nicole Murphy, 5 kids. She was raising 5 kids. So she couldn't be in the limelight like that.
She's not a celebrity, though.
She was never a celebrity.
Yeah, she didn't. You're right. She didn't become a celebrity until like
Michael
after the
Strahan.
divorce.
After the divorce.
Then
yeah.
her high-profile relationship.
Because
and then people
basically,
started
when she
looking
was
at her
with
like
Eddie, she was raising babies, so
Yeah.
she wasn't really caring about.
And then who's the last person you just named? Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
People got to be real. Yeah, she did movies, but people also got to look at one reality. Who is she married to? You know what I'm saying?
Will
Not
Smith.
only she's married to Will Smith,
But I'm saying-
Will Smith taking all that, and on top of that, she was raising babies.
But Jada was cute and sexy back in the day, but she lost a lot of
Different
it.
world. She was
Jason
hot.
lyrics,
As
bro.
a matter of fact,
Jason Lyric.
y'all been missing somebody.
Who?
Lisa Bonet.
Oh,
Lisa Bonet
yeah.
was raining. Halle
And
crushed
still,
Lisa.
no, but
Lisa
Lisa
Bonet did not age. She's not aged.
No, she's not. She just turned 50.
Halle was Halle shut
still
all of
crushed
them
her. She
down
did.
because Lisa was raining. Jada Pinkett Smith. You had Janet Jackson. You had a lot of bros that
But
was
you
fine.
know, but you know who
But
was trying
they
to.
They was
you know who
B class
trying-
to Halle.
You know who was trying to break in there, and unfortunately she couldn't do it.
Who?
Oh my God, how can I forget her name? I just married to Dwayne Wade.
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle
Gabrielle
Union.
Union.
You know why I say she was trying to sneak in there? Because she was trying to bring the natural beauty.
She
in
was,
there.
but then Sanaa Lathan.
Sanaa Lathan, her and Sanaa Lathan
which
was
made
good.
it kind of like hard for
But
her
see,
to stand out.
when we
I
first
like
brought up that
Sanaa Lathan.
conversation,
Nia
we
Long.
were talking
Neil
about
Long. Oh,
we were talking about the wives.
Yeah,
we wasn't talking about the celebrities.
Well, I'm just talking about the broads. The ladies.
Wow.
who-
That's our pastor, y'all.
slow boat to hell. That's me. No,
I was talking about the ladies from like the late 90s through the 2000s, 2010. That 15 years, man, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of girls that were beautiful girls, but Halle shut them all
And you know-
down. And you know Halle was a little bit off, a little loco.
a little crazy.
I'm
She got
gonna
a
say
little
this
loco.
also. When
Just
you-
a little
You
bit.
do need a little crazy in your life.
I'm gonna
to
say
keep
this,
you
though.
sane.
But
You
the
also-
prettiest
you
girls,
also-
God couldn't give her everything.
the
You can't
prettiest
do
girls
that.
growing up were the crazy ones. You know.
No, also, you also have to take this in consideration when you look at the social condition that Hollywood tends to do to black entertainers. Every generation,
Halle went past all that.
every
She wasn't-
generation.
She was beyond everybody.
And Halle,
Yeah, no,
and Halle had the
every
Obama effect. She
What
was
I'm saying
mixed.
is,
So
every
go ahead.
generation, they tend to pick They tend to pick a coon. I mean, just gonna be honest.
Hollywood.
No, I'm keeping it real.
You said Hollywood picks a coon, and when
Yeah,
make the point.
a funny black person, a funny black comedian.
Okay.
I don't want to say it like that, but that's how Hollywood
Well,
tends
then
to
why
do. They
did
tend
Tisha
to-
Campbell make
Hold on. They tend to pick. They tend to pick a black woman who may not be as attractive by European standards, but still she's talented enough to put in the forefront. And they tend to pick a Savage brother. Dudes that I mean, like, if you really look at, like, Hollywood's perception of black people,
Okay.
and, like, how they've always cast us, it's always the coon, the savage, the tragic mulatto, let's keep it real,
Okay, the comedian.
you know, the coon as in the comedian,
Okay.
you know, and what else, the mammy role.
All right, yeah,
Always
okay,
the
all right,
mammy-
all right.
And Hollywood tends to do that.
We with
People
you.
and when they do that, they pick out certain actors that they tend to propel to the forefront. Because it's fine. I'm not going to sit here and say that Holly wasn't fine, because she was fine.
Very.
But let's keep it real. How many of her, I mean, the vast majority
No.
of the fucking movie sucked.
No, this is
That's
true.
your opinion.
It's, no, hey, listen,
No, that ain't my opinion.
No, this is
Other
true.
than- Other
This-
other than
this is
Dorothy,
true.
Dorothy Dandridge was a shit.
Hold on.
But the vast
This is
majority
true.
of her
Susan
movies
Isaiah.
sucked.
There was a lot of great
This
movies
is
she
true.
did.
Halle had some good ones, but most of them
Yeah.
were bombs. But it has not. We're not
talking
denying.
about
Hold on. We're not denying. She's gotten over on the cute factor.
Yes.
She won because she's fine, plain and simple. That's how Halle
No,
reigned.
I think Halle won because I think Halle is a great
She's-
actress.
no,
I
not
think
great-
she's
not
a
great actress. She's
I
a
think
good
she's
actress.
a one. I think
She's
she's
average.
okay.
She's
I
a good
think her and
actress.
She's
Denzel.
average.
I think her and Denzel Washington
I think
were
she's
top
okay.
act. They were great actors.
She's
I
a good
put
actress.
Denzel's in another category. I
Yeah,
put Denzel's
Halle
an
can't compete
actor.
with nowhere
Like,
near in the stratosphere.
The
with-
thing of
with
it is,
Denzel.
when you really look at Halle Berry's movies, and just be honest,
Most of them were
The
trash.
most of the movies were
Most
trash.
of them. That's like
Swordfish.
it's like
I mean,
70-30.
her breasts was great, but John
No,
Travolta made that movie.
No, hold on.
Oh, yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
She did very good. She acted good in
But the
Swordfish.
thing is- but I'm also say this. I would say the vast majority.
Catwoman was good.
Catwoman was horrible, bro.
The way
It
no,
was horrible for
her.
It was horrible.
Her athletics were
in the realm
good.
of the DC comics and stuff.
Right.
Yes,
She got.
but
she
it
got
wasn't
no.
a bad. That was a movie. I could watch that movie.
Her
Even-
athletics
even-
were
even
great.
how-
You can watch it
if it
because of
comes out
Halle.
Even Halle Berry commented. Even Halle Berry commented that was the worst movie she had ever done. And when
I don't
Rotten
know.
Tomatoes
No, she did
basically
something- she did
gave
something worse.
Hold on, no, she said it was the worst.
She
When
did something
Rotten
worse than
To-
that.
When I mean, yeah, of course.
She
When
did something
Rotten
worse than that.
Tomatoes, when Rotten Tomatoes came and said, when Rotten Tomatoes was giving out an award for the worst movie ever, basically during the time when Catwoman was, Holly showed up to receive her award for worst movie ever.
Hey, I'm with that, but I think
I still thought it was a great movie,
The
so.
Call movie was the worst
thought it
one,
was funny.
but nonetheless,
The Call was great. I thought that at first, but it was so
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm
it
gonna
was
say
so,
this.
so,
I'm
so
gonna
much
say this.
suspense.
I love the intimate scenes. For call me a perv.
Yes.
Monsters Ball was
You
terrible.
are a perv, yes.
Yes,
You're
I
a
am.
perv.
But Monsters Ball was
Oh,
terrible.
those clips of everything.
But
is God.
I mean, I fast forward through the clip.
Y'all didn't hear what I said? I said
just
those
to see that.
Those clips
Well,
of everything in
it
God.
sounds like we need to give our solid moment to Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
Hey, but hold on, I gotta say one more thing too
about
Tisha
Halle. Then we're
Campbell.
gonna move to something else. Oh, Tisha Campbell. I brought her up.
I just want to say that Tisha Campbell should really.
Huh, Tisha Campbell.
Well,
Why
I
was
said,
she?
hold on.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because
I
I said why he said the Hollywood they bring the funny person. I said Tisha. Why didn't Tisha Campbell?
But Tisha Campbell, I just want to say that Tisha Campbell basically
weight.
was okay.
Sorry.
She had a nice little kickoff with
Martin.
no with the movie
Little
Kid
Shop
and Play.
Hoppers?
No, Kid and Plays movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
House
okay.
Party.
House Party.
She got a little kickoff. But Martin basically made her significant. Other than
Yeah.
that, she's done nothing. So she owes Martin. Like she should be
Well,
his
she-
second
she
wife.
was
Well,
on-
that's
she-
true.
no, she
no,
was
she
on
was
what
good
you call
on
it?
with the
My Wife and
Wayans
Kids?
brother. Yeah, she was good on that show. My wife and kids.
That's because she got her
Go
training
on
with
Martin,
Martin.
from Martin.
Yeah.
But
She owes.
and-
She should be
no,
Martin's
Martin
second
really
wife.
owed her though. Y'all gonna get mad at me about when I say this because when Tisha Campbell left that show went down. Martin and Tisha together was a great connection.
No doubt.
And
But
it was,
Martin,
like,
but
hilarious.
Martin
But
made
Pam
the show.
still kept that show going.
Pam did. She tried, but that show needed Gina and Martin's
Well, no, the
chemistry
storyline needed Gina.
and chemistry.
I gotta say this. I gotta say
Because
this.
they could have found another Gina.
I gotta say
You
this
were a
about.
baby.
I gotta say this about Kim Zolciak.
See, you
She
gotta
must
stick
got.
to it. I can't
I
do
know.
it. You can't
I
do
know.
that.
I
We
know.
moved on.
Let me
We
say this
can't
real
do
quick.
that. You
This
can't do
woman.
that.
This woman got
You
6
gonna turn in
kids.
well.
This woman got 6 kids. She just snagged her an NFL quarterback who's 32 years
No,
old.
he ain't no quarterback.
He used to be.
That
He
motherfucker.
retired.
She must
He
got some
retired
good
at $20
pussy.
million.
That's all I got to say.
You can tell she does. But anyway, thank you for doing that. That's a good point. Good point. for Kim.
One day we need to talk about that. Good pussy.
Right. That's a good point.
Like why?
Is the
would-
pussy good
I-
enough for me
I
to
just- I-
lose
I-
my
listen,
mind?
listen, I
Does
think-
it
I think
make
just-
you
I think
do
dudes-
wrong?
I think dudes just be kind of just trying it out for a season. It's like you renting. It's rent.
No, but you know what? It ain't even about. It ain't
Cause
even
you, know
about.
what I'm saying? She ain't been boy yet. Like you haven't had 3 of them at one time. Now they all gone with somebody else. It's kind of like.
So I only think it was about her having good pussy. I think
Yeah.
Kim Zolciak was just a good woman. When
I
she
don't know
met
about
him,
that,
y'all
man.
didn't watch the
I don't
show.
know about that.
Their relationship unfolded right on live on the TV. So if y'all was watching the show, you'll see Atlanta Housewives. Y'all see how they met.
She's a
But anyway,
freak. She's
moving
a
on to
freak.
another hot topic. Mariah Carey, of course, she was trying to sue her
Ain't
ex-boyfriend.
nothing hot about Mariah
Not
Carey.
at all. A little bit. I think she's getting back. But anyway,
She wasn't there to get back for me.
Mariah Carey, she was at one time engaged to James Packer. He was a billionaire, and unfortunately, they broke up. So then she tried to sue him for $50 million.
Really?
Not like she had it, yes. But she ended up selling the case, and she ended up winning like almost $10 million. And then she got to keep her $22 million ring.
But
She got to
why
keep it.
would she sue him? For what?
Because he kind of like
He
laid
made her
on.
move. He made her move
Right.
out west or something like
Right.
that.
He
So-
kind of led her on to
Promising
believe.
her.
Led her on to believe that they were going to get married. Then
First
he
of all, she
he
wasn't
woke up
giving-
one day and he
She
decided
wasn't
not to
giving
do
up
it.
no booty. After a while, the man will get tired of that. It came out that she wasn't giving up no booty.
She wasn't screwing him.
Nick
No.
said she was a freak. Nick said she
Nick,
was
that's
chasing
Nick.
around the house.
But that's Nick. That's Nick and Eminem. She wasn't giving up no booty to him.
First of all, I
I'll
think-
be pissed off too.
Okay, well, 2 things. One, I feel like
Women
because her
give up
career
the
was
booty.
suffering so bad, she probably wouldn't feel like wasn't in the mood. You don't feel sexy when you're bombing on stage all over the country, the world, basically.
I am
And
still-
that's
I
my
am
thing.
still
Why
worth-
people give
I'm-
up.
I am still worth $500 million. I
No,
ain't
no.
giving two
Yeah.
shits if
No,
I'm bomb.
that's the second thing I was gonna say is that a billionaire is not gonna wait that long.
Yeah.
He's just not going. He can really go
I
get
just-
10 Superfly models
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that if he
that would
truly
do everything.
and I think that he really did lead her on. Because my thing is, even if you going through, she going through whatever she going through. If he really loved her,
She's
he would have
too
held
old
out.
to be
Why-
crying and led on.
Paul. Ron, why do you be defending
Somebody got to be
these-
the devil's
Why
advocate
do
against
you
you
be
misogynistic
defending
bastard.
these
That brings up
moves?
a good conversation real quick, right?
Why do Ron defend these
I just
moves?
told you why.
No.
Somebody has to be the voice of reason
There's
amongst
no
you,
voice of
amongst you
Hold on.
misogynistic
You been married for 8
bastards.
months and you ain't giving up no type of ass.
That's not how do you
A
know that's true?
billionaire.
That could be fake
If you
news.
with a man consistently,
You know there's
for
a
8
microphone. You don't
months,
have to yell.
and you're not giving up no booty. Come on,
Yeah,
Hey.
you're an adult.
you're an adult.
Adults have needs.
I'm talking about consistently.
And-
you seen this person,
And they
weekly.
tell you, and it
you
even says
look-
it in the Bible, if you need to have sex, go get married right away. Don't wait. Right?
and don't hit me with that. And
Right?
Don't,
Say, get
and
it
don't
in,
hit me
yeah.
with
Get it in.
And don't hit me with that. All of a sudden, well, I'm coming into my Christian. No, you not, Mariah. Stop. You're not coming
Hey,
You're
into
still
that.
a hoe.
Mariah asked the man, "Hey, all right, now that we getting married, let's wait until we got married. What's wrong with that? Hold out so it can be nice.
You 50
Because you're
years
not
old.
Janet Jackson.
You
We ain't waiting a
51.
while.
Let's
wait a
Yo, y'all should permit me to twist the conversation just a little bit, right?
Thank you.
Like, I don't like this that she got to sue him for anything because I feel like
She had enough
at
money.
a certain age, you're too old to be, playing cards of you misled me or you did this.
Pettiness,
No.
pettiness,
Like you're
yeah.
old enough to know what's going on, and you got to take responsibility for yourself. Which brings me to all the women who have come out on all of the guys and whatnot. I don't want to be against the women or anything, but here's my thing: is this: if a 14-year-old girl, right, kills her older brother who's 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna put her in. They're gonna try her as an adult, or they're gonna put her in jail. They're gonna prosecute her if they feel like, you know what I'm saying. They're gonna hold her accountable, right? If she
Yes.
kills somebody, if she decides that she doesn't like her mother and she assaults her mother, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying.
They're going to prosecute her.
They're gonna prosecute you. So how is this that these women get to cry and say, I was working in this office and
So-and-so
the boss over the whole company corners me in my office and starts saying things to me and actually grabs my shoulder and caresses my breast and says, I want to see you one day. Why don't you go tell somebody? For you to say I didn't tell anybody because I was worried about my career and all this stuff, like I just think it's unfair that you got to take responsibility for yourself.
You put your self-worth before your career. You put your career before your self-worth.
Absolutely. Like if you got violated, you got violated. It doesn't matter who did it, right?
Yeah.
My
You
pro-
gonna tell somebody.
I agree. My
I'm
issue,
not with that, man.
and it's funny. In my issue, and I read a comment recently today. Is these people are being convicted on hearsay,
That's
Yes.
true.
not and there's
No facts.
no trial,
No
not,
proof.
not by the law, but they're losing their jobs. And I'm
Because there's a
and
statute
I'm-
of limitation for it.
They're losing their jobs. They're losing their and my
Off
my,
of public
my,
opinion,
my thing
right?
Is this, my thing is this, and the perception is, well, if a man does it, that means it's true. Not necessarily. There's some people that are actually like I like what some of these guys are doing. They're actually taking a fight to them. Like, I'm going to fight this.
Right.
Brett Ratner said, I'm going to fight this. Bill Cosby said, I'm going to fight this. You're not going to sit here and drag my name through the mud without me fighting it.
Because
and,
isn't
and
that
the
right?
thing, and my problem is how
The court of public
society-
opinion, right?
The court of public opinion is convicting these people, and it's like my thing is like, damn, I don't want the joint to come back from when I was like 12 or something that punched me in the face, that because I slapped her in the booty.
Yeah.
And she actually was my first at 14.
Yeah, no doubt.
To come back and later on say that
This-
shit, he coerced me into this, and he did this, and next thing
Don't
you
worry
know,
about it. You ain't got no money.
Yeah, you're right. You absolutely right. I ain't got no money,
but I just feel
but
like
if I had money, oh yeah, I can see that happening.
no, but it's
That's
got
true.
but it's,
hello, internet world. This is Country Boy Slim.
but it's got to be like you said, it's got to be something wrong with ruining people's careers because you want to.
Hearsay.
Because off of just the word now, this is because advertisers and them are really being very
now-
But who's to
picky.
say that it's hearsay? Why
No.
it didn't really happen?
I mean, it
We
could
didn't say it didn't
have
happen. We say,
happened.
but we don't know that it did either.
But thing is,
don't know that
but
it
thing-
did,
what
but-
we're saying is, people are losing their job, losing their life, losing their career, and I'm not saying
Actually,
I'm
I
not
wanna
saying
say
they
something.
didn't do it. I'm not saying they didn't do it. But what we're saying is there has been no trial, no conviction. People
No,
are
but then
being
again, Chitty,
convicted
point of
by
order though.
court of
But
public
hold on, but
opinion.
point of order, real quick. Point of order. Like the Matt Lauer piece, 2 women came out quickly on him, right?
And
they
he
came out.
acknowledged it.
They came with such detail. That's what I'm saying. He kind of acknowledged some of it.
No,
So
but that's
when
the
they
thing,
talked
but-
to him, when he didn't unequivocally deny it, they was like,
And then
You
they
gotta
go
go.
to then they go to his desk. They find dildos and play and
Yeah,
beat.
you
Where
got
you
you
get
gotta
that
go.
from?
I ain't talking
Where
about
did
in
that
those
come from?
situations.
I'm joking.
In those situations, In those situations, unequivocally, you have to go, especially when you acknowledge it. That's why I don't feel sorry for Harvey Weinstein. But you got guys who are actually fighting it. You have guys who are like standing up and saying, "No, I didn't do that."
Right.
Like there's a recent case today, and it was actually not man on woman; it was woman on woman, basically. And the girl said she forcefully, I know, right? She forcefully.
You said woman on woman.
It was a lesbian.
Wow.
It was a lesbian situation.
Assault,
Basically, Basically, the one woman, she wrote a huge post on her Twitter. She wrote a huge post on her Twitter. And she came out and she basically said, this person is, let me bring up this person's information. This person is, she was a singer on The Voice, Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
She was a singer on The Voice. Her name was Martinez. And basically, a girl named Timothy came out and said that this person sexually assaulted her, that she grabbed the dildo and basically forced it in her.
Ooh, really?
Now,
How do you force it in her?
hold on.
Yeah, you be like-
I'm
like,
not
Why are
getting.
you naked around her?
Can you fight?
I'm not getting it now. Martin. Her name is Melania Martinez. She basically said she never said no. She never said anything.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Like.
Okay, so yeah, let me just get out that part. Part of the reason why I brought that up was because, first of all, I feel like women, I don't care if you're 17, 22, 24, well, however powerful the person is, you have to take responsibility. If somebody assaults you, you have to report it, tell it. Don't come back 20 years later and say I was too afraid. I don't want to hear that.
Some
One.
of this stuff was
and my other point with that is that I feel like women can't have their cake and eat it too. Like if you
Don't come back after my career ain't taking off.
Women use their sexual prowess to get many favors, many open doors, many hookups all the time. And I'm saying if you're gonna use that to your favor, you can't cry because men actually pay attention to it.
Or can't cry.
Cry
when this shit don't work for you that one time.
Which all the women who are coming out notice. It's a lot of women who are in control. I think they did suck some penis. I think they did sleep with some people, and they have gotten to positions of power now. And they're not coming out talking about how they were objectified. They're like, I did what I had to do. It wasn't pleasant, but I'm here now, right? They're not ones coming out.
Don't make
These
it right
are women
now.
who are not at the top of their game.
But that's not right necessarily. I mean, and you know what I'm saying. That
I'm just saying.
We can't look at that. And I agree with you. Like you put it out there and hustled that as your bargaining.
At
chip.
times, yeah, women do it all the time. All the time they use it.
Yeah. But it's not our place.
You need to get. Look. We cut off. You're trying to get into college or take a new class, and we cut off the submission for applications. You still want to get your application submitted, so you see it's a guy there.
So you saying there should be some
Women go around the corner and open their blouse up, man. They go around the corner and fix their hair, let it down, and then walk back to talk to. They know it's a guy sitting there.
Because they know
show up.
They use what they got to get what they want.
And I know nobody's hating on you, but my thing is, don't be mad because guys look at that and we take notice of it, and then we make a comment, or you're playing around and you get touched. Again, if you get assaulted, it's your responsibility to
My thing,
tell.
Since we did talk, because that was still part of the hot topic that we talk about. Of course, everybody know that Russell Simmons recently stepped down from his position as because of his sexual
my thing is
allegations.
this.
Let me say that one thing. Then I really do want you guys' opinion on that, because basically he admitted to what he did, and he's the only person so far who actually accepted.
But he's also said
that
it didn't happen the way she's trying to portray
Yeah,
it.
he did say it didn't happen, but he did say he did some inappropriate things that he could have thought about.
Sure.
But Russ, but the thing about it is, and my thing is,
And he's actually been. Everybody's giving him a lot of accolades behind it.
my thing is
by the way.
this. A lot of these women, and not now that they are women, most of them are women. One, where was your parents at? Where was your parents' guidance at when you were trying to get into these entertainment fields or these government positions?
Or you're dealing with celebrities.
You're dealing with somebody with a higher power. Where were they telling you? What were your parents telling
Where's
you?
the guidance at, right?
Yeah, where's the guy? They told you about the boy down the street, but they ain't tell you about the man.
Something I heard.
Very good point.
I think I heard it from TK on Kirkland. He said it once on his podcast, but he said it in reference to mothers out there. Mothers out there.
I want to hear this. It's gonna be funny. That's my guy.
TK Kirkland. No, I'm just saying. TK Kirkland
He's a
said it
comedian,
best.
yeah.
He said it best. Your mother was not always a victim. She simply lost at the game she chose to play. And
Don't talk about my mama.
no,
You over here swallowing.
when I heard that, I mean, the thing is that can be applied to so many situations.
No doubt.
And it's like you're not always a victim.
You're
and
not.
in this situation, when a woman loses in situations, not just with sexual assault, everything, career, job, whatever.
Right.
Our
You lost at the
mindset
game.
in society is to paint this person as a victim.
Right.
And I'm gonna use
You know what?
I'm gonna use a quote from Pamela Anderson that she said this week that she caught a lot of flack for. Look, some of these rumors in Hollywood has been floating around these people for quite some time.
Yes.
Why the fuck would you go into a hotel room solo dolo,
Knowing
what
knowing
time
that's
it
not
was?
what
for
you
No,
these
no
people?
doubt.
And she caught a
not
lot of
only
flack with that.
Back to your first point, and that is that women cannot lead this charge
And shout
about
out
they're
to TK
equal to
Kirk.
men, and they can do anything a man can do, and they should get paid the same, and all this, and then say he was too powerful for me to stand up to him. You can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But let me put it to you this way. And a lot of people may look at especially women and everything, they say that women are women right now. But
Wow.
in the actuality, they're still losing. They're
Wow.
losing more now because most men don't want to be around them.
Right. Well,
They
that's
don't.
true.
Well,
And they're not going to get hired.
And
because
we scared because they're gonna say the wrong thing or do the wrong.
Yep.
Good point.
Well, let me one more thing just about the guys, right? I felt like this is where I'm going to my racial divisions, and that is, I felt like this, like he said, that there's a lot of stuff that's going on in Hollywood all along, right? I feel like the black community should have come to Bill Cosby's defense because there was no evidence. Like you're just making these statements, and these 30 women came out. He was a celebrity. He had lots of money. Back in the day, he had money. Before, a lot of black people didn't have money like that. We should have defended him. I felt like we should have defended John Conyers, even though he stepped down. He did get like 2 women that came out on him with details and stuff like that. I just felt like that we don't run to the right people's rescue. We lead like we'll defend R. Kelly, but then don't defend Bill Cosby. I think that's wrong.
Because we
But-
like R. Kelly's music, you know.
I'm gonna tell you,
but you like the
oh,
Cosby
2 points,
Show.
two
and
points
I'm
left. Two points
can I
left.
jump in after?
Yeah, 2 points
I gotta
left, and
jump
that
in.
is one is that most of the guys who were messing with these kids are not really African Americans.
That's true.
It's only a few. Now, but Russell Simmons to me is like an auxiliary Negro. Because Russell Simmons has always been like,
With the models.
yeah, he's always been with like,
Yeah,
Right.
Kimora Lee's like 30 years younger than
Right.
me. He only 50.
she was like 16 when Russell hooked up with her.
My thing, to piggyback off your point, we come to the defense of R. Kelly, but not come to the defense of
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
I thought that was
In our-
wrong, man.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, you're right. In
I don't
our
think nobody
community,
came to the defense
in
of
our
R. Kelly,
community,
though.
Yes,
in
they
our
did.
community,
I don't think
it's-
they did. I think we just accepted
When that video
Oh,
came
yeah.
out, they would not hear of it. They was not
My-
gonna let R.
my-
Kelly
my-
fall, yo.
My point is, in our community, it's sad to say this, but we don't value certain things. We don't value. Bill Cosby pushed education. He pushed a lot of shit that
This is
was
my point.
against the urban mindset. And we all, unfortunately, our community oftentimes saw him as being very smug and thought he was better.
No, keep right
That
there.
wasn't
Let
what
me
it
add
was.
something to what you're saying. I want you to keep going.
Go ahead.
My point of saying we should have defended people like Bill Cosby,
I
John
agree.
Conyers, is because even though black people have made great strides in the country, right, there's still only a few people who really get to the upper echelon, certain levels.
That's true.
Government, wherever. So you can't let them just fall over hearsay.
It's like
You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not enough of them to just let them be falling off
Yo.
of.
I
Well,
told my
before-
Go ahead, though.
I told my cousin this. My cousin just got a full ride to Clemson
Okay.
for football.
Shout out to cousin.
Yeah. So I told him
He's a
this.
Sigma man.
That's sweet.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a Sigma man. So his daddy is a Sigma man. So he got a full scholarship
Okay.
football. No, I'm sorry, football and track to Clemson
Right.
for football and track.
Mhm.
I essentially told him like, what happens if you don't go pro?
Right.
You have to plan for that. And oftentimes in the black community, and I've said it, and I don't have kids, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really comment on this. But
Right.
one of the things I've always had an issue with, we're quick to put a ball and a bat in our son's hand.
This is true.
But we don't put a book in our son's hand to teach him how to read. Because it's easier, whether you want to acknowledge it or not,
Yep.
it's easier to become
To
an
use physical
engineer,
talent.
a lawyer, than it is to become a professional
true.
athlete. It's
That's
not
true.
knocking my
That's
brothers who are professional athletes.
Oh no,
But
it's easier to become an entrepreneur.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. That's my
Actually,
my
it's
point.
actually harder to become an
So,
entrepreneur.
No, it's harder. It's
But
easier to become an
it's-
entrepreneur than it
it's
is to
harder to
become a
become-
pro
it's easier to-
athlete.
It's easier to become an engineer, a lawyer, an entrepreneur,
Oh,
whatever,
Oh, no, I know.
than it is to be a
pro
professional athlete.
Well, you know-
Because
And we
but
push
those
our-
those
and-
slots are
Because
very
I'm gonna tell you like
limited.
this, it's a lot of cats. I was a very good football player. I was ranked in the state, played in the South Carolina Shrine Bowl, which puts the very best of North
Up
Carolina
against
against
them
the very best of
hogs
South
and
Carolina.
Okay. What's that bowl called again?
Shrine Bowl.
Shrine
Look it
Bowl,
up.
okay.
Look it up. Shrine Bowl.
Okay.
They put the very best of South Carolina against the very best of North Carolina. You know what? I had to come to a realization that I had to realize if I don't go pro, what am I going to do? I got a lot of cats that I grew up with. They didn't go pro.
They was counting on that, right?
They didn't go pro. Some of them are doing jail time. Some of them were able to
They had
find
no-
something
they
new.
had no other-
They had no outlet. And see that they don't want to just go to any outlet. They need to go to an outlet where they're going to be getting a lot of attention, a lot of praise. I got a homeboy that I grew up with, love him dearly. But I you know, after what he did, my man is serving 35 years to life,
Wow.
you know, in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say that he was a superstar athlete, but he didn't get his shot.
Right.
And he didn't know what to do, so he went into
Wow.
selling dope, and he just grew. And he just became more and more grimy.
He got caught on kingpin charges.
Can I
That's
say
all.
something? Can I say
exactly.
something about this sexual
That's right. I
sexual
like that.
harassment thing that kind of saddens me a little bit? If you look at back in the time, like when let's say back during, I'm even go way back to Jim Crow law, how these poor black women were getting raped by like white men just walking down the street,
Yeah.
but they had to get up and just act like nothing happened the next day.
Right.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? So when I see
There was nobody to go complain
nobody
to. It
go
was no
complain to,
right.
and nobody. I have an aunt, and I hope she's listening. She can tell me, who's always told her a story of how she got raped by 4 white guys. There was nothing she can do but go home. Wow. If you even look at the story
Like,
of
who's
if
she
you
gonna
guys
tell,
seen,
right?
You seen the movie. Anyway, I'm not gonna say the movie. I can't remember the movie, but to me, it just saddens me to see them. I mean, it's kind of like almost congratulatory to them because I'm saying that these women are able to.
My mother said
to
the
come
same
back.
thing about
Oh,
how,
that's what I'm saying.
how
How, like, these
African American
women-
women went through so much and they got up and still raised their kids.
They got up like nothing ever
education.
happened.
They kept going. And which is not to say that it's okay. It's just to say that we don't have to be as fragile as we are. And I think a lot of this is money driven. Nobody wants to admit it. They want to act like it's all about the Me Too campaign, like somebody's
Right.
taking advantage of you. I'm saying women, you can't be as powerful and as equal to men and then say, oh, I have no power when I'm in his presence. He
Right.
overpowered me. You can't have it both ways.
Well, I'm just saying. Then when if you more concerned about your career versus your
Self-respect.
self-respect, then these things will happen. If you stand for in the beginning, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't allow it. You know, and I feel bad that I'm saying this, but I'm just saying I just look at, like I said, if you look at old movies with the women, even if you go all the way back to slavery where our the black women were getting raped and stuff like that, it's almost sad to say. And unfortunately, they had nobody to go to. And so right now, these women are giving a voice to. I mean, if they look at it from that point, then we have to agree. They're going back to saying that they're speaking up for the women that been through what they saying couldn't go nowhere.
I
Now
see.
these women are speaking up.
I see. I'm gonna be honest. I do see what a lot of what's going on as being somewhat positive, because it
That's what I
does.
said. That's
because
what makes it possible, 'cause it
I
brings back-
personally,
those women couldn't speak for themselves.
it's sad to say this. It's sad to say this. I had a friend, very close friend. She was in a situation. Now the problem is she never reported. She was raped. She never
On
reported.
the job,
No. She never reported.
just
it.
in general, right?
The
In
sad
general.
part about, but here's why she never reported.
A lot of women don't report it.
One, she was involved with the dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Saying
Right.
She
right.
was involved with the dude
To a
in
level,
some
right?
To a level.
Exactly.
She basically, the dude could come back and
And
her
show
fear-
that they had a relationship.
Her fear was the dude could come back basically and say that they had a relationship, blah blah blah.
And she's just mad because he's
And
breaking up with her or anything.
Well, basically, she said they went out one night. He was really, really drunk, and basically, she had no intention of having sex. She brought him back to her place, And basically, the intention was he would basically sleep on the couch while she sleep in her bedroom. She said he came in and basically
Why can't you
raped
just
her.
tell him no? Like you don't have to be a
But-
friend to
but-
that level. I mean,
and
I'm not her. I'm just saying.
and I'm not paying the
ladies,
devil's
you don't have to
yeah.
be a friend like that. Like if you're not trying to have sex and whatnot, it's like just like let me get you home.
And I agree with
me
you.
give you an Uber or
her
something.
her fear was that if she had reported it, that he could be like, we were involved. Hell, in the circumstances behind why they were involved, he had all the messages. She was like, he knows I left my boyfriend for him, even though it didn't work
Did they have
out.
sex before?
Yeah, they were involved. They had
wow.
sex
But
before.
this is that she got mad because she didn't want to have
Well,
sex.
and he could. That was her
Oh.
fear that he could easily say that, and
But she said she still got raped, violated.
she still got raped simply because.
it's sad.
So in that case, I'm just like, where's your brothers?
Right.
But the thing is, but also
Where your brothers at, man?
boils down to another argument that I've always made. Like, rarely do I hear any woman actually own up or take any form of responsibility. I've never heard a woman stand up and say, you know what, females, we got to do better. We got to start owning this shit. We got to start surrounding ourselves. Because the thing is,
It's a few women.
I-
Shout out to
I
Latonya
mean,
Michelle.
yes.
It's a few women who do be telling
the
women what they need
older
to be
one,
doing.
the more mature crowd, they'll do that. But rarely do I hear a chick stand up and say, you know what? I made
we
a
gotta do
piss-poor
better.
choice
No,
in a
no, no.
man.
Yeah.
I got to do better.
Exactly.
You
The
know
thing,
what?
and have any of y'all heard that? No,
No.
man, I'm being
I mean,
real.
I've
Have-
heard that. I heard
No.
people say, I mean, they accept the fact they picked her, but
Most
the
young
general-
brothers don't.
you know what? But
the
your
general-
situation
the
you're
general
talking about is
consensus.
it's not to the point what I'm trying to say. What I was trying to say is that what makes this thing kind of positive about the whole sexual harassment thing going out and the men of power getting caught is the fact that if you look at, like I said, those women back in the days, back doing Jim Crow law, doing slavery, who
They had
this
no
stuff-
power. They
who
had no power.
and like there was nobody to go to. There's nobody.
They
that
had
could
no
explain this.
advocacy. They had
couldn't
no
do that.
power.
So right now, unfortunately, fortunately, I'm going to say it's coming out, and these women are getting a voice. So and
Your
people have been
voice,
to that.
your voice, you may get a voice, but you still don't have the power.
That's-
You
well,
don't.
it's not about that. What the point I'm making
But
is
I'm
that
saying, well, the point is this: only way that stops, right, and it ever stops is if they get the power. They don't have the power.
I saw a
You
meme.
understand what I'm saying? They're not in a position of power. So how can you stop that?
I saw a meme a couple of I'm gonna give it to our engineer. The meme basically has Rose from the Titanic. She's an old woman. Basically the meme states Rose has now accused Jack of misconduct on the Titanic.
wow.
It is as below. It's been 84 years.
So I want to give my
No doubt.
salute moment before we go. I'm gonna give you your point. then we'll go
Let
to
me
the
get
song.
to this
Go
point
ahead,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Let me get to this point.
Go ahead.
I heard this the other day,
It's fucked
and
up.
and women said that I should be able to dress anyway, and men should be able to respect that.
True.
Right?
True.
No, it's not true because the reason why I say that is can you go to an interview for a job anyway and get respected the same way?
I'm gonna say this. I'm
Huh?
gonna say this. You're right, but I'm gonna say this. You have the right to address. You have the right to dress any way you want to.
And not get raped.
However,
You don't have the right to
can't
make your-
you don't have a right to determine that guy's response and that guy's response.
That's true.
I'm sorry, if you walking around in a G-string on the street, I'ma look. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. If you sit there and wink at me, I might think I got a chance. You know what I'm saying? I might think I got a chance. I might even Hold on.
Nobody said that you can't look, but
Hold on.
but a woman, we need to go to
All
a
right,
commercial.
all right,
But
all right,
nobody,
all right,
no woman deserved to be raped.
Oh,
or
no,
touched.
no,
we didn't
no,
say
no.
nothing
So
about rape.
she should be able to wear whatever
No.
the hell she wants to
A
wear.
prostitute don't
and
get
if
raped.
she decide that she prostitute can get raped too.
But I
if
said most
that
of them
prostitute
don't.
said no, then she should say no.
I'm gonna say this.
No, prostitute said no to you because you ain't have enough money.
Well, no, I mean, he said my point. He said my point.
PDO,
You
what
can,
we gonna talk about
anybody
right
should
now?
be able to.
Yeah, listen,
Anybody
I-
should be able to wear whatever the hell they want, but they shouldn't have to be scared of being raped.
Exactly.
that's all.
No
Exactly.
woman, so we can't.
I agree.
I'm not going to sit here and let the open
you
bar
can look
sit
all
here
you want,
and say
but,
that
like-
a woman, because of what
Exactly.
she wears, that she should be raped.
But hold on.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'm gonna
But-
look
but
at
to
you.
a certain
and I
extent-
might
hold
be.
on.
I'm gonna
Let me
look
push
at
back
you.
though
I
on
didn't, I
that.
didn't never say anything about rape.
Let me push back on that
weird.
just a little
Okay.
bit because it's not only just about being raped per se. But women want to go to as far as to say you can't even objectify me if I walk around with my breasts.
That's the point I'm trying to
DC
make.
It's legal to walk around with no bra on. You don't have to have a shirt on. You
Really?
can walk around.
Really?
DC. Yeah, DC and New York, a couple places you can
Is
walk
it
around.
is it a bra? I mean, is it
Like
a
DC,
limit?
you can walk around with your breast straight out.
So I can be like a straight double. So a chick can be a straight triple
He
D.
said I.
and no bra.
No
and,
bra.
And walk around with no shirt on.
Wow.
You
It's legal.
are a straight double D, buddy.
All muscle, baby.
got
All
But hold
muscle,
on.
baby.
But my thing is this.
I'm gonna let you
But-
close
but-
out
but
the
for
point,
the woman,
PDO.
But for the
Let
woman
him
to
close
say,
out, then we're gonna move.
now I want to walk around like this, and I don't want you to say anything, is to be, is to disregard culture and the way we've been kind of wired now. Because if it was natural, like it was a time when we walked around like that,
we walked around
and it
with
didn't
no
look
clothes
odd. But now, if you walk around like that in regular society, somebody's gonna say something to you. So you can't be like, I don't still think you should get raped, but we're gonna say something.
if you can
You're
walk
gonna hear a
around,
lot of rude, very crude, direct,
And
intentional
you can have
statements.
a lot of people walk up to you.
if
Men
I can
and
walk
women.
around, if you can
People
walk
gonna take
around,
pictures.
if you can walk around with your titties out, I have a right to walk around with my dick out.
No, you
I don't
don't.
know.
I got a right to
I
walk
Well,
don't
they're
think I
not
can do
walking
that.
around with their vaginas out.
Yeah, I got a right to walk out.
Exactly.
Let me tell you
No, you
something.
can take your shirt off, man.
My dad,
You have a right to walk
around with your
I'm about
shirt
to go on
off,
a
right?
tangent, go off subject, and then I'm
Well,
gonna leave it there.
no, we
my
about to
daddy
go.
once said, I asked my dad, Dad, how do you get a girl to go down on you? I was like 13 years old because I really wanted my dick sucked. My dad said, man, just whip your dick out. Just pull your dick out. And
See-
trust me, he said
see,
that'll
this-
work for you 99% of the time.
This
Let me
is-
tell you
this is
something.
how you get,
That worked for me 85% of the time in terms of getting pussy. I just whip my dick out and the girl be like,
my
okay.
And you know what? And that's why a lot of these men are in trouble right now.
Exactly.
PDO, before we continue with the ignorance of the country, can you tell us what we're going to talk about when we come back? Can you tell us what we're going to talk about when we come back?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
Just whip your dick out, boy.
He's fired. This is last week.
We're gonna talk about some relationship psychology. We're gonna talk about why a lot of relationships don't really work.
Oh, wow. All right, give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. We'll be right back with the love guru himself in the building.
Salute.
Salud.
Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, listen vision. WLVS #1 recording studio. Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, listen vision. 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 Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision.
Bitchness.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You tune into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute, salute, salute. We sit there.
We got refilled.
We got refilled. What's the
We
name?
didn't talk shit about
right.
women.
What's our drink, country? What was our drink?
The gentleman's call.
The Gentleman's Call, made without choice of Maker's Mark. Ginger beer,
Gentleman.
along with a nice little sweetener. Definitely a great drink. It's cleaning up my sinuses. I'm able to breathe. Do I still sound nasally?
Yes,
Pastor?
you do.
I sound nasally?
That's because you got something up your ass. Dude. I see.
His humor is so dry. It's so sad. It's the worst humor. PDO, I say every segment is my favorite segment, but I have to admit, this is absolutely my favorite segment. If y'all joining in with us on Facebook Live, along on the show, please join in. You're going to love this. Call in, give us your opinion, 202-656-1BAR. The Love Guru himself is in the building. What's good, Love Guru?
Hey, listen, I wanted to talk about, the psychology of why a lot of relationships don't work.
Oh.
But I haven't really like combed through this all the way, so we're going to do it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll do that together real quick. And I kind of was, kind of tossing around. Maybe I'll get into it this way. I start to figure out why, people always say, I want to marry my best friend. Like, why do they make that statement? You know what I'm saying? What are they after? What are people after when they say, I want to marry my best friend? You know what I'm saying? And what my conclusion is I think people are after this really cool, accepting relationship where, with your friends, you can tell them what's really going on with you because you're not threatened by a repercussion because it's just your friend, right? Like, they just hearing you out. They could disagree or whatever, but they're not going to be offended in the sense of walking out of your life. And it's so funny that relationships want to take on this same kind of an attitude, right? Like you want your man or you want your girl to tell you anything, but you have a certain standard. Like if they say certain things to you about what they're thinking or what they feel or what they want, you might decide to walk away from them.
Wow.
So I really don't get this whole thing like you want to be your man's best friend or you want to be your girl's best
I say
friend.
you can't be that.
Yeah, I just think
I say that. I say that, and I also say this though, that we love our friends and our family unconditionally,
Right.
right? But when it comes to our mate, we put conditions on the situation.
Wow.
Well, this is very, very true. So let's talk about that because that's the heart of what I really want to get to, right? About this whole psychology of why relationships, don't really work, and that is this: it's okay. Most people don't know this, and we don't raise people like this, but we should, right? Most people don't understand that it is okay if who you are and what you bring to the table is not desirable to the person that you're with.
Wow.
Can you go into more details?
I am.
Yeah.
So listen to what I'm saying. In other words, when people get into a relationship, when you meet somebody, you talk to them, you're kicking it with them, it's funny how you go into this mode where two things, you have this slight anxiety because you want them to accept you for who you are, right? You don't want to change for them, but at the same time, you want to impress them. You like them. You want them to want you back, right? So you feel this pressure to kind of be whatever they want you to be, but still try to maintain who you really are, which is what creates the confusion because the truth is, just be who you are. But people don't like that because they don't want to be rejected.
It's tough as a guy,
It's like you don't want to hold on. You don't want to be rejected for who you really are. But the problem is that everybody's not supposed to want you.
My thing,
Wow.
and I find you interested in that, and I'm thinking about it from a guy's perspective.
Me
It's
too.
that
But go ahead.
Yeah.
I think all of us are, buddy.
Good point. Good point. Slap on the wrist for that. Look, it's funny because I had that conversation with a young lady friend, a couple of months ago when she was asking me, well, how come guys can't just be real?
Gucci.
And it's like I said a lot of times women are, and I said I hate to say this, but a lot of y'all too caught up in gimmicks and fantasy. I said, and if I don't meet that, if I'm just a regular dude, I said I'm a regular dude. I said I don't come out the back, and she said, but you've done all this and this. I said, yeah, but I don't come out the gate talking about my travels and all that dumb shit. I'm a regular guy. I'm a jeans and t-shirt guy. I said, y'all are not. Oh, I am. Y'all. I said, it's like y'all have to put a guy. Y'all have to put a person like me through a whole bunch of bullshit hoops and tasks in order to win your affections or your approval.
So you saying that's why a guy can't be real because they put you through too much?
Too much bull. I mean,
the idea is it goes both ways. It's like people feel like they want certain things out of the person that they're with. They want their person to be a superstar, and they want to be a superstar, and they want to live this life with you. But it's very far away from reality. You know what I'm saying?
It's gimmicky.
And so from a guy's perspective, what we do is we play that game. We give you what you say you want.
Delusion.
We'll come in that suit and tie for you to get you, but then we realize that's what you wanted, and that's all you pretty much wanted.
And we lose value in you because we like why do I want them because they just want this rather than something really authentic. Yeah. So let's back up for a second.
Like what is authentic? I mean, it's a rare thing.
Let's talk about that. Think about the moments when you meet somebody or they met you, right, and you were just being yourself and they just liked you because you were being you, or you found somebody that you liked because they were just being themselves. I think that's the most powerful place that you can be in. You like somebody just for who they are, right? But the problem comes in when, again, somebody in a relationship starts really being more pretentious, kind of fake, trying to, fit into a certain mold that they think that you really want. And the idea is that basically this is what really causes the fallout in most relationships because you don't feel like you can really be honest. Like Chitty's voicing something that a lot of people can't really articulate.
Right.
People are frustrated on a deep level, subconscious, right? You're frustrated because you really can't just be regular.
You can't be yourself.
Just be yourself. And the idea is that you can be, but most people will reject you. But people don't know that that's actually the way it's supposed to be. Like, everybody's not supposed to like you. And the reason why a lot of different women like you all the time is not because you're really that great. It's because we like you said, Dave. hey, look, you said it because guys show up to the club and everybody's kind of dressed a certain way, haircut a certain way, walking a certain way, leaning a certain way. Everybody's giving the same thing. So, yeah, I can like everybody off of the surface, but that's not you all the time.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I've met women. I've met women who like, and y'all
Yeah,
gonna
women do the
laugh.
same
Y'all,
thing.
y'all gonna laugh at this. Who said you too country, you too this, you
That
too
is funny.
that.
We tell you that all the time, though.
You
but-
too country.
I
We
met
tell you
women,
that all the time.
But the thing is, y'all tell me that because y'all my people.
Yeah.
They tell me that because in their
It's
mind,
true.
when they say you
Yes,
country,
sir.
that means you slow. That means you don't
Oh,
know
wow.
too
No,
much.
you
that
definitely not
means you-
slow.
Just your
That
style.
means you
Your style is
etc.
exactly.
That and that's the
You
that's
just
the
don't wear
path
enough
that they
lotion.
coming from.
Right.
And then these same women, when they really get to know me and look past that, they realize, holy shit. And I know this has happened to y'all as well. Holy shit, there's a lot more to you. I'm sorry to say this, Pastor. You fit a typical gimmick. You're a gimmick. You're no, you're real. But you're a woman's. You're exactly what a lot of women are. You're a pastor, very educated, very knowledgeable, good looking, tall,
Sure,
handsome,
sure,
drives
sure.
a decent car. No homo, no homo, no homo.
Right.
I had to put 3 on homos in there. Now me,
This is
you
an
know what
open
I'm saying?
show. If
You know
you
what I'm
feel that
saying?
way,
I
you
mean,
gotta
I'm saying. So they be like, I want a good Christian man. Boom. I want a man who's tall. Boom.
Well,
I
that's-
want a man who drives a nice
that's
car.
true, 'cause
Boom.
every time-
And it's real. Now me, I want a man who's a Christian man. I'm in church maybe twice a month, once a month. Is my average.
Exactly.
I
You
think
know,
they pretty
at
much
best.
You mean
Every,
once a year?
every other month.
Once
huh?
a year?
At best, once a month.
But Pass, I've been to your
And you
church.
go to mass 1 hour service.
45 minutes.
Truth Beard, Red Beard. We've been to his church. Now, 10%, like at least 5 women are in the front because they so passed online and they trying to see if you free.
That is true.
I'm like, does that? I mean, how do you feel
That's
about
what I'm
that?
saying. You meet those women. Now me,
he
if I was
puts
a
on a
country,
good show. He performs.
if I was a country,
No,
you know,
no, but I
what
would
woman
say
wants
that
a country-
you are a superb minister, preacher.
Yeah.
You an honest man.
Appreciate that.
Unfortunately,
Focus.
but I think that, and you're very and you definitely know the word. Every time I hear you preach, I'm always convicted. I have to admit.
All right. Appreciate that.
But what I'm saying is, I do notice that there is a lot of women that
Selection.
come to see you.
A lot of women.
They have a motive.
I want
It's
me
ma-
a Christian man.
It's majority of women that come and see me, and I don't think they show up with motives. I think that women are just human, right? They're naturally
Nah,
attracted.
man.
I always tell them, a woman being attracted to a guy is a woman attracted to a guy. Now, that's on the base level, but like you're right. Sometimes it's not just attracted to me. It's like you said, it's the position, right?
Right.
Because people even tell me that. They say when they see me walking like every day throughout the week, they're like, you walk different when you're in church. You walk like powerful. But I think that's just their perception.
It's not always sexual either. It's
the attraction
it's just
is
a
sometimes-
general attraction to
Exactly.
like
sometimes,
two
'cause
atoms.
your people who follow you have to be attracted to you, something in there, not always sexual. Very
But
good point.
it
Yo,
is
I
a-
want to
it
tell
is- it
everybody,
is
if
a
you
powerful
listening in,
cake.
if you
It
want
is
to
a
join
powerful
if you
cake.
want to join the conversation, please call in at 202-656-1-BAR.
I thought you were going to say if you want to join Pastor's congregation.
Join Pastor's congregation.
Now he being that guy.
He can use the time money.
at the bar.
It is a power situation as well. I mean, because power is attractive.
Well, men in powerful positions always do get they get a lot of love. That's
and,
true.
And I'm not saying like even though you're not in there, you're in your congregation trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? You're in a position of power. Now, country boy, I'm seeing is uneducated and barely read. So
But you stupid. But I would say to
know
all
what
the
I'm saying?
single men out there, if you do go to
You
Pastor,
don't know how to read women,
Right.
so that's what they saying.
but I would say to all the single men out
country
there,
boy gets no love.
hold on. If you, so all the single men out there, when you go to Pastor Church, the ones that once he turned them down and they get upset, they are open. It's like
It's just like going to the club.
it's like when
and
you
we-
go to ladies' night. You know, the strippers, the strippers getting warm.
At the club, the band members get all the girls that the artist turns down, right?
Yeah, so like saying, we got all major sports here, right? You go to the club, they advertise some celebrity gonna be there, right? They there. He only walking away with 1, 2, maybe 5.
Yeah,
But-
right.
right.
The rest
but
of them,
but the rest of them,
the entourage.
yeah, that's for all of us.
Exactly.
But PDO, we said we pull you off your point. We just wanted to let you know we appreciate you and we know that you take your preaching seriously.
No, man, I definitely appreciate that. I just I think this is a great something to get into. I might even do some writing on this, but just the idea of people, not being able to be comfortable with being themselves and trying to make everybody like you, everybody desire you. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think you just got to be yourself. And when a woman like Country is saying is something that I feel should be the norm. He's like, a lot of women will meet him and hear him talk and hear his little, how he'll make those references to the country and stuff like that. And they'll be like, this guy is just too country for me. That's the real you. And if they say that, you should be like, that's cool because it's okay. Because she needs someone else. And I'm saying that experience should be all of our collective experiences on a regular basis.
And don't get it twisted. I'm going to be myself regardless.
Okay, hold on, Country. I want to stop you for a second. Because what you're doing right now is where I feel like people get kind of lost, right? Because of what I want you to catch my point. That experience that you're feeling is what we should all be experiencing on a regular basis, because here's the great part about it. When you finally find a girl who hears you make that reference to the country, a bad Southern girl or whatever, who has family down there. She may have grew up in the city, but her family's from there, and she's bad, and she hears you talk, she's like, man, he's everything I ever wanted. Now watch this. She's not saying this. The other girls walked away. Now this girl is like, he's everything I ever could have wanted. And when you find those people, now you're finding somebody who really could work for building something, having a real relationship. The other ones who turn you down, it's not a rejection of you. It's them saying, I haven't found what's on my list. They got a shopping list.
How important are those lists? How important are those lists?
Well, hold on. Now, when
That's
I say
a different conversation.
No, let me say this. I want to say this about the list. That when I say their list, I'm not talking about a surface weak type list. I'm talking about a coded, like a digital, like you're wired a certain way, right? So I always tell people about rejection, right? When people reject you, that says nothing about you. When a person rejects you, it says nothing about you. It says something about what they need. But what they need, right? So if you're not my cup of tea, it's not always just about you don't have the right job, you don't drive the right car, X, Y, Z. We get caught up in that stuff. That's illusions and kind of distractions. But on a deeper level, you have a coded list of what you need, how you are, your temperament, X, Y, Z. And all the girls that are miserable and all the guys who are unhappy ultimately have to understand, until you get to the right person, right? Get to the right person who can complement your wire, your natural coding.
I agree with that.
Until you get to that person, you won't really find somebody you can really be compatible with. But you have to go through a lot of people rejecting you.
I agree. Wow. I agree with that. But I will say this. I will say this. A lot of people, though, what they want, a lot of times, it goes back to something you said earlier. A lot of people really, and you said in reference to women, a lot of people, and I just want to expound upon that, it's a lot of people, period, that really don't understand what it is that they truly want. So it's like they have this list that is completely superficial, and I say that word superficial because it changes. 1 minute they want this, and next day, and
we know that's trash.
And it's not a good.
The superficial list is trash.
I'm just saying.
You know that.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I'm getting
you're right.
A
superficial
level,
comes.
that internal list.
Yeah, but I'm saying
it doesn't need to be something like I want short hair. It needs to be something like he laughs at the same things.
Right. Yeah. But the thing is,
like a woman who's a vegan, right? She might date a guy who eats meat and so forth. Like y'all, country, you really into pork stuff. I don't really eat pork anymore.
Hold on, why you say it like that? I'm into good food. You ain't gotta say it like that.
Ham hocks and the ears and the
come on, man.
The feet.
First of all, but what's your point, PDO?
My point is that there are certain things like a person who's deeply a vegan or whatever.
Right.
They're real vegans.
Their compatibility probably needs somebody who's at least in the area of that.
There are people out there who there are people out there who are real vegans, and then there are people out there who are fake vegans.
But vegan might be.
There are people out there.
Hold on.
But we talking about love, bro.
But hold on.
There are people who
that also might be a little surfacey. Let's get down to temperament wise, right? Your temperament, like a person who's really a quiet person.
Yeah.
They may want to be around a louder person versus somebody who's just as quiet as they are. You know what I'm saying?
My roommate right now is a vegan, and his girlfriend has a meatball blog.
Ooh,
really?
Straight up.
So they breaking up?
No, probably soon.
No, what I'm saying is you got those people, and I'm just gonna take what you said about the vegan. You got some people who are genuinely vegan. That's just who they are. And you got some people who are vegan for convenience or the moment. And what I'm saying is a lot of times in the relationships, I'm just correlating this to relationships and meeting people.
Right.
You got a lot of people who are this 1 minute and this another minute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, I want this 1 minute. Then you get that, and they're like, oh, that's not what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
no,
that's where
I
the
mean, it's
confusion
listen.
comes
It's
into
true that
play.
people don't know what they want. It's true that people make superficial lists. My point really is that I want us to walk away tonight and really catch this, that
Ron is staring at
you should
himself on
experience
Facebook
a lot of
Live.
people. Watch this. Because remember a couple weeks ago we talked about where to place people at in your life.
Right.
You need some people to reject you as an intimate connection. Then you know they need to be a friend or a business partner or something else, because you can have great people in your life for different reasons. They're not all there to date you. You know what I'm saying? But it's something about how we build our self-esteem based on if every girl I meet
wants us?
wants to
And
spend
you
her
know
life
what?
with
And
me,
it's
which
funny
is
you
stupid.
said that, because I really had to learn that, because like I personally get put in the friend zone a lot,
Okay.
but the friend would benefit.
That's because
No,
you
I would
listen
say.
to. That's because
No,
you
you
listen
don't.
too much.
I mean,
you don't
when I say-
benefit, they benefit.
We both when we
That's
both are
'cause- that's-
lonely.
that's
but I'm
because-
just saying. But I get pushed into the friend
A lot.
with a lot. I'm not gonna say I have like a
But
million friends.
I have-
But you know what?
To
I
expound
think that
upon-
that's correct.
That's a good
to
position.
go on.
I
what
think
you,
that's correct.
To go on what you were saying.
If
I
you
got
preach
a
one more
friend-
time, just say expound. I
Right,
want to
but you
expound.
Yeah. I done found a new big
That's
word.
a preaching. I want to expound a little bit
All
about
you gotta do is
this.
say,
I done found a new big word.
but
No, I had a
Getting his
buddy.
Rick Ross
I had a buddy back home, and I love him dearly. But every chick that he meets, he thinks wants to fuck him. And I talk to him sometimes, when he tells me this, and I'm like, I'm not a hater. I'm by no stretch
most
of imagination
guys,
a hater. No, I don't think that way. I don't think
Right.
that every chick that I meet that I wants
'Cause
to
they
fuck
don't.
me off
They
the bat.
don't.
You might just be in the place you just want a simple conversation. It might,
Yeah,
I need more.
absolutely.
I need more assurance that hey, you now if you're rubbing on my chest and shit, different story. But
Sure.
I had to check him one day because we went out and I introduced him to a lady friend who was just being nice, and he came on to her a certain type of way, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" And his mind, and I had to fix his mindset like that. Like, dog, not every chick who's talking to you,
Being nice to you.
yeah, is trying to holler at you. Like,
That's what I was saying about placing people in the right places in your life, because
and that's why I said,
everybody don't want you like
I
that.
don't look at it that way. I don't think everybody wants to.
it was this
But I'm
friend.
just saying.
It was this friend. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't believe that. But what I'm saying is,
he was the friend, right?
I normally meet people that really want to continue, want me to stay in their life.
As
They don't want to get rid of me. You probably enjoy the sex, but they necessarily mean that they think that I'm a socialist, or I have too much fun, or I'm not available enough.
You gotta
And I'm
stop.
just
You gotta
saying.
stop being these people's friend and listening to them because you're a listener. Dave is not a listener. Take the cue from him.
It's not a video. The love guru himself. What I'm trying to say is,
Take a cue from Dave. Dave don't give a fuck, and he won't listen.
well, I'm sure he can hear you as loud as you've been screaming.
See, Ron will be like, "Yeah, you right, girl. Yeah. You can come over here and watch."
But anyway,
Love and Hip Hop.
my point is, I'm just saying.
Stepford Wives.
Oh my God,
My
that's my
point
favorite
is-
show.
I can relate to the local woman.
Well, we just.
I can't believe that nigga did that.
Hey, they just talking about how you get put in the friend zone. That's probably how you get there. All the time. But it was okay though.
Fine, though. I'm
It's
cool with
okay.
it.
It's natural.
Personally, I'm not looking to be married or be in a relationship right
Well,
now.
see, that's-
so I
she's
enjoy
well-
it. I know the laugh is ridiculous. I'm personally not looking to be married or anything like that right now, I would say. And I enjoy,
Unless she's rich.
well, that's different. That's a business situation.
You're just gonna be a hired. Yeah, okay.
But anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. That damn laugh. It's so loud. I got a headache. PDO, you wanna wrap up?
I mean, you know what? I hope everybody's catching the. I think it's a really powerful thing. It's like this point is so compelling for me. I really actually want to. I'm gonna get the copy of the show tonight. I'm gonna use it as my basis, and I'm gonna start writing right on it because I think it's very 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 powerful because I think this is why people. You know, there's such thing as setting unhealthy goals. They're goals that are not really attainable. And when you think every girl wants to screw you or every person is a potential life mate,
right.
if we do it right, and everybody feels like when relationships don't work out, that's because somebody did something wrong. And that's the illusion that's got us like caught up when the truth is everybody's not going that you meet. The majority of people you meet are not supposed to be people you considering as a life mate.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? And I think you should embrace the rejection because the rejection is a sign of health.
Embrace it.
Like vomiting is a sign of health.
Come
Vomiting is not a sign of being sick.
Come on, you better preach.
Which is interesting that we call vomiting being sick. When people throw up, people say, "What's wrong?"
He almost vomited.
Like when,
no, you getting what's wrong out of your system.
What I'm saying, when you vomit, people say, "What's wrong with you?" Nothing's wrong. Your system, when you throw up, that's a natural thing. That's a sign of health. Like if there's something your body's not agreeing with, it rejects it and pushes it back out. Great. You ain't getting your stomach pumped. You're not dying. It's pushing it back out of your system. It's like that's a sign of health as opposed to being a sickness. So relationships, rejection is like vomiting. It's like, that's a great analogy, right? It's working out? Okay. Rejection is a sign of good health. Like because people take rejection. Exactly.
I've been rejected.
Because you have a watch this. You have a coded list. I'm using the word coded. Hopefully, country's catching that. The coded list, meaning this is how, like a computer. This is how you're wired. It's like you get a hard drive with a basic hardware on it. Then the software is like the apps, but the basic functionality is built into the thing.
Wow.
You follow what I'm saying?
I've been rejected many times, and you know what? It's never stunted my confidence. It's never done anything. I've always looked at it as like, okay, and I never looked at it.
But what
like
I'm talking about, what I'm talking about is that the fact that you even, and not you personally, country, but the fact that people in general, look, the fact that people in general feel like they have to emotionally make a declaration of, I got rejected, but I survived it, right? Like it's not supposed to happen. It's like vomiting. It's a good thing. I'm gonna write a whole book on rejection because
we need that.
because we're not catching it. You know what I'm saying? It's a healthy thing in relationships.
You hate to be
life.
rejected.
I hate to be. I'm not
in regular everyday relationships. Rejection, like if you go for a job interview, a lot of times nobody believes it, but a lot of times the person who's doing the interview is like, look, they call you back a week later and be like, listen, we really wanted you. We really liked you. We think you got great potential, but we went another direction because we felt this was best for the company. But please don't think it was not because you weren't there. But you were like, yeah, whatever. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Click.
Bye, bitch.
And then you got to go through all this thing about, was it me? What did I do? I should have said this. I should have told this story. And it's like, it was about what they needed. It wasn't about you at all. So rejection is not really about something being wrong with you. Rejection is about what they need, this internal coded list that's inside this company. Same thing with a person. I need a friend, or like you said, somebody at the times women want to just talk and they want you to listen. They're not trying to. They don't want you to whip your penis out. They don't. You know what I'm saying?
Eventually, it turns.
Come on, man. I mean, the whipping the penis out does work.
They don't want you to do all that. So what I'm basically saying is that rejection is something that we don't understand, and it's kind of like rejection is something we cut out of ourselves, but we actually need it. It's like a really healthy thing that we need.
The thing is, it humbles you.
Where can people get your book, PDO?
The latest book is on my website at IamDarrellOwens.com. I'm working on a new one. It's coming out on my birthday next year.
I can't wait, bro.
Oh man, it's gonna be fly.
So what is it again?
IamDarrellOwens.com.
And
same thing on all social media. I am Darrell Owens.
And PDO is here every Tuesday. Y'all can catch him every Tuesday night here at the open bar.
PDO said, "Don't be cutting him off no damn more. He gonna cut your ass out.
I didn't cut him
when
off.
We're going to break." You finished him.
I'm sorry, Gandhi.
He did say that, first of all.
Anyway,
Ron is
PDO, thank you so much, man. PDO, you just don't know.
salty.
Your knowledge is off the chain.
Appreciate it,
we
man.
come right back. We're going to come back with some politics, hopefully, if this drunk ass mother Anyway, if he got something to say,
still salty.
if we still
Salty
here, if we
friend
still
zone.
here, give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. We be right back. Salute, salute, salute.
Listen, vision, listen, vision, DC's #1 recording studio. Listen, vision, listen, vision. 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 Listen, vision, listen, vision.
Yeah. Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuning into the open bar. Salute, salute, salute. Yo, white. Oh my God, be quiet. Yo, we come right back right now. We're gonna talk about politics. What's going on in politics?
Okay, let's talk about our man Donald Trump. I call him Donald Trump because a lot of shit that come out of his mouth is just downright Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump, he has had in the past week a moment of success. The Republican Senate recently approved the tax bill that was approved, of course, by Congress, which is his first real victory of 2017. Also, his first real policy push. So we got to put that in place. We got to look at what it's causing. Essentially, we got to look at reality. Bush tax cuts. A lot of people might have a problem with them because of the name Bush, but really they actually benefited the country. That's why Obama kept them going. That's probably why, in my opinion, when you really look at the new Trump tax plan, it took a lot of aspects from the Bush tax cuts. One thing he did do, which I don't quite agree with, he cut Social Security at a huge rate. I don't have the exact numbers, but he cut Social Security. So, in addition to cutting tax, like if you make below $100,000, if you make below $150,000, your tax rate was cut from 28% to 25%. So, you may see that and you may not see that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make below $150,000, your taxes went down 3%.
What about his last tweet that he talked about to kind of push the information off the spotlight off what's the guy that just got the step down?
Flynn.
Yeah, and
not Flynn, but another issue.
His tweet that he said when he talked about everybody's going down on him, but Hillary got through.
Yeah, Flynn recently pled guilty to basically I don't quote me on this, Flynn. Lying about basically dealing with the Russians. The exact details.
Lied to the FBI.
Yeah, lying to the FBI about dealing with the Russians.
Right.
Basically lying. A lot of stuff has not come out just of yet, but he the word has it essentially that Michael Flynn basically said he was dealing with a lot of financial issues, and he basically got to a point where he's like, look, I'm gonna be out on the street or I got to deal with this. And he only agreed to plead guilty and basically admit a lot of stuff only because he basically said, hey, you got to give me immunity. If you give me immunity, I'll tell you the whole shebang. And now there's a huge push by Trump and, of course, a lot of constituents of Trump to try to discredit Flynn. So that right now is the situation that's going on right now. And, of course, a lot of people are still trying to draw
Flynn
things.
said, well, if I'm going down, every motherfucking body going down.
Of course, a lot of people are still trying to put the focus on Hillary, but Hillary lost.
No, only person doing that is Trump.
Hillary lost the election last year around this time. It's done. And, just
but
keep
they
it
basically
moving.
saying that based upon the actions upon Trump's and his Russian connection caused the election to do what it did.
Right.
So.
It's funny because I saw the recent episode of Family Guy, where they had
they're like so beyond their time.
Putin in there, and basically Putin, Putin was reading a text off his phone from Donald Trump, and it basically said, "Hey, you're in town. Let's grab lunch."
Can I read a couple more bulletin points from the tax bill?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, an abortion law reclassifying life at conception. A clause to drill oil in Alaska's Arctic Wildlife Preserve.
Wow.
Pulled the mandate for the ACA. 13 million lose insurance and premiums raise in cost by 10%. Allows churches to endorse political candidates. Cuts $400 billion from Medicare, the one for old people, the third rail. Has a tax break for private jet owners. Increases taxes on 87 million families. And forces PhD students to pay taxes on waived tuition.
Wow. Oh, that's
and see,
all in this most recent tax bill.
our pastor is a PhD student. He, I'm keeping it low key, but he's a PhD student.
taxes on tuition that was waived.
Yes.
So it's like they're gonna waive the tuition, but then make you pay it anyway.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
So we did something for you, but really still make you.
Yes.
And then the moving the conception to life at the point of conception is a way to shut down abortions, basically.
Yep. And I would say, like, cool, great. I don't have any opinion really whether pro-life, pro-whatever.
Choice.
Pro-choice, pro-life. I don't care, but that's really a talking point for the rest of it. That's
It's
like a
a talking-
distractor.
It's a talking point. It's a distractor, but it's
like
also a talking
everybody's
point.
like, woo,
now the
like-
reality is, they've been trying to push this.
But it's like
they've been trying to push it for a long time.
But they're trying to change the law without reversing or overriding Roe v. Wade.
Just
Well,
why
it's not,
put that in a tax
essentially-
bill?
Essentially,
Why,
Roe v. Wade is in place, but the way they've been going,
Because they can't change Roe v. Wade.
The way they've been going about it. We can't stop Roe v. Wade.
Exactly.
But here's the loophole in our political system.
Uh-oh.
Let's introduce a lot of laws and policies that undercut
Exactly.
the policy. That's the thing is
Which is why they stuck it in a tax bill.
They
which is so
realize they can't
obscure and like off the
They realize they can't get rid of Obamacare. So let's launch a whole bunch of programs
To
try
undercut it.
to undercut it to make it completely inefficient and basically to the
Trying
point
to
where
make
we
it
don't need it.
obsolete.
Obsolete. And the reality is, even if with the Senate approving this tax bill, it leads us closer and closer to that point. Now, this is the first tax bill that they've been able to pass. That's the sad part.
yeah.
In
Well,
the past year.
but this
They won.
but be careful how you say it. It didn't pass. It passed in the
Congress and the Senate. Now,
Now Trump just has to.
all he got to do is sign it. So
Sign
what do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to
Well, I
do?
didn't know it passed everything.
Yeah, once Trump signed it, it's passed and it's law.
Yeah, it is law. Basically.
I didn't know that it passed the Congress.
Yeah,
They,
I mean
they passed it late Friday evening through the
before
Senate.
Thanksgiving. So now that it's passed in the Senate,
Yeah, they did that at like 11 a.m.
Yeah,
like
now
11
that-
p.m.
now-
or
11
something.
p.m.
Yeah,
now that
like,
now that it's passed in the Senate, all Trump has to do now is just sign it in place. Now, I've oftentimes have said this, and I mean this. Trump, everyone knows, is not really a Republican. Everybody knows that. For him, he you know, now the tax code about the, you know, referring to like giving companies tax breaks and insurance companies tax breaks, he might pass that, but he may not pass the other. But he may pass it. Who knows? Just to be popular. So,
But
he's not going to piss off the people who are keeping him in office.
Exactly.
Republicans.
exactly.
Wow.
But I still don't understand though, why did John McCain and certain people like go with this when they know that it's like filled with all of this different stuff? Is it because they didn't want to appear to be a Congress that's not getting anything done? I don't understand why they went along with
Basically.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Because they haven't gotten anything done.
Wow.
This past 10 and a half months, going on 11 months, they haven't done anything.
Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, brothers, we running out of time. I'm so sorry.
There's one other thing too I was going to mention
before we
about the
go.
whole politics
Somebody
thing.
tell that engineer to give us a couple more minutes.
Oh, we got minutes.
That's
Oh,
right.
you the bomb. That's
Hey, can we get a
no.
couple more minutes, engineer?
I just want to talk about how he declassified like 2 million acres worth of land.
Oh, wow.
Yo, shrunk that shit all the way down. Just took so much from Escalante.
2 million acres. There used to be public, public
Right.
park.
They're just auctioning it off now.
And they're selling it off to whoever has the money
The
to buy
reason
it.
why, because that goes into his constituency. If you remember that guy,
His constituent, the millionaires.
if you remember that guy out in Utah, who was grazing on government national,
It wasn't paying
farmland.
taxes.
He didn't want to pay taxes. He didn't want to pay the fine to the government. Y'all remember that situation a couple years ago where the guys took over that lodge that was on national park? That was his son. So I forgot his name.
Okay.
But basically, he was one of those people that like didn't feel that he had to pay taxes to graze on national government land, even though you're paying a fine.
Right.
But the ironic thing is, they want me to pay a fine for.
But man,
having
can y'all wrap your mind around 2 million acres?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like that's a lot. That's
I'm
like,
not gonna lie. I would love to own 2 million acres. I have dreams of owning fucking land.
All I heard
and having
was like
a farm.
30
Fuck all
million.
y'all, but I want to own a farm.
No, man,
Under this new government,
I
you're never gonna
wonder
own
why.
Fuck all the lambs. Yo, drinks up. Did we have a great show? You guys are the best.
It's good show. It's like
Y'all rock.
y'all fading.
Even though, don't forget, if I'm late, you niggas wait for me. I don't care.
If you are late, hold on.
You too open.
Hold
Anyway,
on,
you don't have nothing to
Hold on,
say.
he's giving us
Salute
4 minutes. He's
moment.
giving us 4 minutes. What are you talking about?
We done. We're good. Yo, thank you for listening.
We
yo.
got sports. First of all,
We see
shout
y'all
out to the
he said-
I don't care about sports. You're
We
done.
good.
You're done.
Salute.
Salute.
Yo, we had
Salute.
a great show. Salute.
salute.
A little bit of Ron, you look sick, man. You
Do
drink
I?
too much?
I look sick.
You just fat.
Just
I'm drunk. I'm a little tipsy.